Hey, what's up guys, it's your King of Nerdy Python coming at you with yet another movie review. As you can see, I'm back in my own apartment. My AC's finally been fixed, so now I get to shoot again back from the comfort of my own house, and thank God, I'm so glad. So I'll be real honest with you guys, going to see this film was a little bit of a last minute decision given that there's nothing in theaters right now that really piques my interest, but I'm so glad that I went to see this film. It was just batshit crazy and we just got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. So as you guys may already know, Child's Play is of course a remake of the 1988 horror of the same name, starring the killer doll Chucky that will later on become a franchise with movies like The Bride of Chucky and also The Seed of Chucky that followed. I actually did see the original Child's Play film back in the day when I was around 6 or 7, and at that point the film was already old, but I was too young and smart to really care or be that interested in it. So in the early 2000s, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, The Bride of Chucky was released, followed by The Seed of Chucky, and I remember really enjoying those films, so why not check out the reboot? Child's Play is the story of a 13-year-old boy named Andy who lives with his single mother Karen, and she ends up buying him this really high-tech doll that runs on Wi-Fi, which he later names Chucky. Little do they know, Chucky's actually been defected by a malicious type of software that causes him to become very overprotective and even violent around those who he feels is a threat to Andy. Guys, this film was just an amazing blast filled with thrills that kept me at the edge of my seat the entire time, just waiting in anticipation for the next thing to happen. It also makes you feel a wide variety of other emotions as all the main characters were so well fleshed out and had a depth about them that made them so relatable. Starting off with the cast, Gabriel Bateman was amazing as Andy, whose mom bought him the doll. He's a kid growing up in a broken home with his mom and has to deal with her dating this asshole that's not his father and he just doesn't give two shits about. And growing up in a single household, I can kind of relate, but my experience was never that bad. You can also see how growing up without a father is causing him to be a little misguided as he doesn't make the best decisions and is prone to getting in trouble. Aubrey Plaza from Mike and Dave New Wedding Dates and lots of other R-rated comedy plays his mother Karen, and she's as fine as ever in this film in that young single mother kind of way. She's a cashier at a local toy mart who you sort of sympathize with as this young mother struggling to give her son the world while also having a life of her own, and both their son and mother relationship is what really adds a lot of heart and soul to this film. It was also really cool to see Bryan T here as Detective Mike, because I really loved him as the voice of Jeff Davis in Into the Spider-Verse. He did a great job as the voice of reason in this film that added a lot of moral compass as he tries to steer all these other misguided characters down a better path, and this is actually the first time I've seen him in live action. The way this film played off its modern day setting with the technology we have was also very creative as Chucky ran on Wi-Fi and was connected to the cloud. He was activated by phone through the Caslin app, which is the company that created the dolls, and had a range of commands from voice recording to streaming TV shows and even learned motor skills that allowed him to help around the house, which was just insane. Chucky himself also looked very realistic and had all the same animatronic movements you'd expect from an actual doll. This film had a lot of humor, both dark and light, that was well balanced and really added to its charm. One funny scene in particular was when a guy tried to return a doll to Karen's store, stating that he wanted a blonde one, and she calmly retorted by stating it wasn't allowed and that he could clearly see through the package that the doll was a redhead. And for anybody that's ever worked retail, it's just so relatable. The darker comedy occurred whenever Chucky would listen in on the conversations between the characters and, you know, repeat the insults they shouted to each other, which again just shows how intelligent and lifelike he is. The horror aspect of this film was also very well done with some well-timed jump scares and violent action. You could just really feel the heart-stopping shock that the characters felt whenever they would, you know, come face to face with Chucky out of nowhere. I mean, could you imagine seeing this shit pop up in front of you out of the dark? My heart would just really explode. And guys, when Chucky got down, he really got down. He would use knives to just slash his victims and set up these elaborate traps that just completely mutilated them, which was just kind of hard to watch at times. I could only nitpick this film about one thing, which is that it has the typical cliche, irrelevant character whose only purpose is to die like most horrors, but it actually works here. In the end, guys, Child's Play is a very thrilling horror film that keeps you on edge the entire time. It has a very real broken family undertone that makes you feel deeply for the characters and want to see them survive. I give it a 5 out of 5 snake eggs and highly recommend it for horror fans and those just looking for a great time. Just remember to keep the kids home for this one. So have you seen Child's Play yet? What did you think? Leave your comments down below. If you enjoyed my review and found it insightful, make sure you tap that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. There's also links to my social media posted down in the description below. And as always, Nerdy Python is out of here.